Giant bugs threaten Earth in Starship Troopers, a sometimes spectacular science fiction film that is directed by Paul Verhoeven, pokes fun at the gung-ho killing is fun mentality of old war movies. Starship Troopers, based on Robert A. Heinlein's novel, is a dazzling-looking film, to be sure. The satire, I think, is broad, and I was bored only by some of the banal byplay between the young cast members. The result, a pretty good popcorn-eating picture, repetitive, but fun.
In 1997, Sony finally brought to the big screen the film based on the 1959 novel Starship Troopers. Longtime fan of the novel, Edward Neumeier, would bring the story from the pages of the novel to the big screen, and Sony would hire Paul Verhoeven to direct the film. Science fiction fans knew Paul's work thanks to some classic science fiction film of the day, like RoboCop and Total Recall. For Starship Troopers, Paul was coming off his latest film, Showgirls, a film that was being panned by critics as the worst film of 1995. Paul quickly decided to read the novels of Starship Troopers before filming the space adventure. However, after reading only a few chapters, he stopped reading, saying the book was boring and very bad writing. However, he did trust the screenwriter, as he had worked with him before on Paul's RoboCop. He asked Edwards just to tell him about the story. The story will follow a young soldier in the 23rd century named Johnny Rico, as he and his mobile infantry battled alien bugs. The film was set for 1997 release, and on its release, it got panned by most movie critics.
For me, and I have to give a thumbs down, I enjoyed the satire at the beginning,
Yes, I
but
did
then
too.
at the end, and it's a movie that lasts more than 2 hours,
That's why I said
you
repetitive.
get a lot of shots of bugs being blown up. And these
Yes.
bugs, once you master what they look like and what they can do, are pretty boring because they don't have very many resources. They're not real interesting movie aliens like the character, for example, in the movie Alien. And you'd think that sooner or later the troopers would figure out that it's inefficient to try to kill them with machine gun bullets when all it takes is a grenade and you could blow them right up real good.
The film barely made its filming budget back, bringing in $121 million on a $105 million budget, making only $58 million in the U.S.
And how exciting it was to see those creatures, which had more personality, to be sure. But the satire constantly throughout it, I enjoyed having exposed the kick of killing, and I thought that was what this director Verhoeven put into the story.
It just goes on and on and on.
It does go on,
and
it could have been cut by 20 minutes.
Even though the film wasn't a huge hit in 1997, it did spawn off a number of straight-to-video sequels and even a television series. The film would over time become a cult classic and loved by many fans who felt the film was just ahead of its time, and its wacky satire just didn't connect with the audience of 1997. Even though the film had a hard R rating, Sony still reached out to toy companies to help promote the film. Galoob would release action figures based on the movie, a small Micro Machine line, and another small basic pack not under the Micro Machine logo. The action figure line sadly came with no bugs for the human soldiers to fight. The figures were Ace Levy with Jackpack, Ace Levy with Toxic Raider, Carmen, Firestorm Johnny Rico, Mega Marauder Johnny Rico, and Sugar the Cyber Commando. In the small basic line, the questionable looking Brain Bug, Hooper Bug, Pulse Cannon, Tanker Bug, Warrior Bug, and another Warrior Bug with battle damage. They would also release in this line 2 electronic toys, the Tac Fighter and a Warrior Bug. In the Micro Machine collection, there would be 3 different packs, with small figures, a bug, and a ship. Also released would be 2 remote control toys, the Drop Ship and a Hooper Bug. The hard R rating of the film made it difficult to reach the kid market, with mostly adult fans picking up the bugs, giving a pass to the action figures that were sadly really cheap looking and show little likeness of the actors from the film. With no bugs in the scale for the action figures to fight, the action figure line was lacking. What good would it be with action figure soldiers with no bug aliens to fight? After a few months, the movie left theaters. The Starship Trooper line would go on clearance and would be a staple in clearance bins throughout 1998. The movie has gone on to be a huge fan favorite for science fiction fans, but the toy line still never really found its niche, with the figures selling pretty cheaply on the secondary market. However, some of the bugs have reached close to $200, and the ships can go for close to $100. Well, that's a look at the failed movie action figure toy line, the Starship Troopers. I want to thank you for watching. As always, thumb up if you like my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Kill them all! Starship Troopers.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.